Greetings, sports fans. This is George with Custom Tied Flies and Guide Service. And today we're going to be tying a CT olive Squirrel Hellgrammite. The hook is a Gamakatsu B10S in a 4, and I also tied this in a 6. Thread is Danville Flymaster in black, 140 denier. The head, I get these from Flymen. It's a large Stonefly head. You can see them there on the hook for some that I already started. The body is Cohen's Creature Hellgrammite body. I get those from Hareline. The coloration, I'm using Master's Touch markers to color the suede body. The black is number 120. The dark olive green is a number 100. The walnut is a 100, and the dark olive green is a 43. And then there's some UV resin. And also used a black Sharpie. So I'm going to show you how to do the color on the body. I use a bodkin to kind of hold the body down, and you want to have the legs facing away from you for this. So the bottom part is the dark green, and you're going to color the whole thing, legs and all. And you're doing that, you're going to do that heavy because you want that olive to bleed through to the other side. So you're going to do that heavy. And this is what I'm talking about. You want the olive to bleed through to the other side. Let me get this fly out of the way. This is what the fly looks like when it's done. So I'm going to get that out of the way for now. And I'm going to bring the camera in a little closer. Now you can see a little better what I'm doing. So next I'm going to color the underside legs using the black. Then I'm going to flip it over. Now I'm going to use the tan on this side, the walnut, and again I'm going to color the whole thing, legs and all. And then I'm going to take my black Sharpie and color those legs. And the tail. Oh. Now the black Sharpie part. Oh, wait a minute. Forgot to color the head. There we go. Now let me show you this. So when you lay this across the shank of the hook, just these parts here are going to be across the shank of the hook, and this is where the head is going to be. So the rest of these are going to be hanging off the back. But you want to go ahead and just join these legs with Sharpie, because that's going to be your ribs. Alright, now you're going to flip it back over and you're going to paint the whole thing with UV resin. I use this nail salon UV resin. I put it on there pretty heavy because I want it to soak in. Give that a second or two to soak in. If you feel like you have excess, you can just take your finger and stroke it out. Like that's gonna have excess. So I'm just gonna, I got a rag here that I'm gonna wipe my finger off with. I'm gonna pick this up and I'm just gonna run my finger down over it, squeeze that stuff down into the material. Now I'm going to hit it with a light. And then that should feel kind of like, I don't know, should feel bumpy. So it should. Okay, now I've flipped it over and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to paint it pretty heavy. Let that stuff soak in. And you see the body has really darkened up. I'm going to get that excess off of there. And I hit that with the light. Okay, Now that I've done that, I'm going to put my ribs on. Now I don't want to put ribs on the first three. I want to leave them completely empty. So I'm going to put, I got my UV resin in my little squeeze bottle. And I'm going to put some on each leg. I'm going to hit that with the light. This one needs a little more. This one needs a little more. Now I'm going to connect these legs with a rib. Alright. Now I'm going to move my camera back where it was. Give me a second. Okay, now we're ready to get started on the hook. So, first off, you got your Gamakatsu B10S. I'm doing these in a size 4. So, got ahead of myself there. You got to put your head in here. This Stonefly head is tungsten, so it's going to sink real quick. Get that out of the way. Now you're going to want to use some thicker thread. This is Uni 220 denier in black. It's not a flat thread, because I want to build up some bulk right here to make up for the space in the head. So I'm going to go up and down 6 or 7 times. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to start checking. That'll get it. I'm going to put me a little whip on here. Get this tag off. I'm going to take some super glue. I'm going to put a little bead of super glue right there along the top. If I can get it to come out. Nope. That got clogged. There we go. Open that up. Give me a little bead of super glue across the top here. Try to keep that out of your eye. And you want to make sure that your head is upside down. And then you're going to take that out, turn it upside down, and put a little more super glue in there. And then you're going to sit that off to cure. There went the lid. Okay, then you're going to there we go. You're going to take your bodkin and right here above, right here in between the third set of legs and the fourth set of legs, you're going to pop a little hole with your bodkin and just kind of drill it. Ow! Hit, stab myself. You're going to kind of drill it through on both sides. And then with the dull side up, you're going to take your hook and put it through the body. Put your hook in upside down. Flip your vise over. And you're going to take your 140D, get tied in. I'm going to see if I can't clean that up a little bit. There. That might be a little easier to see. I'm going to run my thread down to just past the bend, back up just past the bend. I'm going to bring my body up because that's where my head is going to be. And then I want a strap not a real heavy strap. Don't have to be reefed tight down on the hook because then you'll change the shape of the bug. Just enough to get it going. All right. You want to get that all the way up in there. And you're going to take you a little spot of UV. Hit that with the light. And you're going to roll it over. Pull this down, hold it, and then you're going to get a little spot of UV. All right, now you got your strap. All right, now next is the namesake of the bug. It's olive squirrel zonker. I get these from Nature's Spirit. They come in little 3-inch lengths. Just gonna trim the first 1/8 of an inch off or so of fur to expose that leather underneath. Turn it upside down, and that gets lashed on right here on the top. Make sure you don't catch your legs when you're doing that. Alright, now you want to just wrap this in touching wraps forward, stroking the fur back as you go. And then you're going to lash it down. Just take 3 turns. That's all you really need. And you're going to trim that off. Now that little itty bitty bit that you clipped off, you're going to dub onto the thread. Push that up, and that's what you're going to use to hide your tie-in point. Just like that. Alright. Rotate over, wet your fingers, and stroke those fibers down. Then pull your flap forward. Take a couple turns. And now you can whip this. I use a 5 3. Alright. Now, this cool little flap, you can pull on it and see how that's going to cover on your head. You might have to trim a little bit so it'll cover the head right. Get my midge scissors out here. There you go. Get that little tab clipped out of there. Alright. Now you're going to take a little dab of super glue. And that goes on the head. Pull your little flap over. Just hold that down for a couple seconds. Gonna just cut that flap off right over top of the eye. And maybe you have to clean that up a little bit more. All right. You're gonna have some edges there, so you just want to touch those edges up. Now you got your little squeeze bottle here and your light, and you got your legs, so you want a rib right there. Rib right there. And a rib right there. Now while you get your squeeze bottle out, you can roll it over and you just put a shot of UV under on that thread that's underneath of there. I mean, you don't have to. You can put head cement on it, or I mean, it's a 5-3 whip, so I mean, it's not going anywhere. And you're going to paint that head. And there you have it. Custom tied olive squirrel Hellgrammite. Please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can find this and other cool bugs on my website at www.custom-tied.com. That's custom-tied.com. Have a splash, don't forget the dash. I hope you enjoyed this. Happy tying.